beautiful angels, and welcome to this week's video. Today I want to have a real and honest talk with you about friendships, relationships and attitudes in your teen years. Because the thing is, so much with you is changing, right? Like, you are constantly changing, you're constantly evolving, and it can be confusing, and sometimes you don't even know who to turn to, who to trust, who to confide in. And I know that a lot of you are figuring out who your real friends are and what to expect from relationships, or what they even mean, or you're even struggling with confidence, and trust me, I've been there. So today I'm gonna give you guys the advice that I wish I had when I was your age, and I'm gonna talk about a little bit of my own experiences, but I'm gonna leave you with homework. As usual, my beautiful angels, the video is split into sections and chapters along the bottom, so skip to what you feel is necessary. And if you are new here, don't forget to tap the little subscribe button and the notification bell so you're alerted every single time I put a video out. So without further ado, let's get started into the video. Section 1 is all about friendships, which is arguably the most important aspect of your life at the moment. And I remember being so caught up, like wanting to fit in and be close with everyone, have as many friends as possible. And I truly, genuinely remember that as long as someone was nice to me, that's all I needed for someone to be considered as a true friend. Someone that would drop everything at the end of the day to be there for me. But I learned the very, very hard way through multiple people. I did not learn once, twice. I learned through 3 times that just because someone smiles at you to your face doesn't necessarily mean that they will always have your back. I remember having a couple of friends that were my ride or dies. Like, you know, people that I genuinely thought I could trust with my whole heart. You know, we were all inseparable. Okay, we were inseparable to the core. But I realized as I got older that anytime I actually needed to talk to someone with how I was feeling, or if I was going through something and I needed to talk to them, they were never there. They were never present in the moment. Or somehow they would turn the situation onto themselves. And it wasn't like they were relating to my situation to help me. It was more so, oh, let's forget about your situation entirely and let's just focus on me because I have this going on. And I remember tricking myself into thinking, maybe I'm not asking for help in a clear enough way. But let me tell you, a true friend does not make you beg for their attention and their support. Okay, they should just show up for you. And when you are evaluating your friends, I need you to keep this in mind. I need you to think about which one of your friends bring out the best in you. You know, who is there for you through your ups and downs? You know, your friends are meant to make you feel lighter and not more stressed. And if you feel like you're walking on eggshells around them, then I'm sorry to say they're not for you. You know, especially also if those friends only turn up for the fun events. If they're only there for the fun parts of your life, then they're not for you. They really don't have your best interests at heart. Another important aspect is understanding when to walk away from drama. I know that's easier said than done because when you're in high school, drama is everywhere. You cannot escape drama. Even if you are not personally involved in drama, it's somehow gonna follow you. And I remember every time there was a rumor or an argument, I constantly had to stand up for myself. You know what? I would consider myself pretty lucky and pretty blessed because I did have a few friends that would also stand up for me, which I don't think everyone can say from their high school experience. And let me tell you the truth, most of that drama, most of those rumors, arguments are not worth your time. And those arguments could even be with your friends, but they are not worth your time. I remember getting dragged into a huge argument over like the most trivial matter. Like, it did not matter, and looking back on it, why we stopped talking for ages over this. It was just a huge mess. But for what? What did we gain out of it? You know, we ended up talking again in the end, but all because we didn't listen to each other, or because I didn't walk away, like, or even just because the other person didn't walk away. And I wasted so many hours like being angry and stressed out. And in the end, it didn't change a thing. Okay? It did not change a thing. Okay? It was such like, just looking back on it now, it's so stupid. I realize now as I'm older, it would have been so much more smarter just to walk away. Leave the situation, okay? I do not need to be part of it. So next time you feel like you're getting pulled into drama, just walk away. Or even ask yourself, in a month or even in a year, will this matter to me? Will this whole situation matter to me? If the answer is no, and I'm not saying walk away from every situation, but if the answer to that question is no, then walk away. You do not even need to turn back and have a look. And if I have learned anything, people respect those that don't feed into negativity. Mainly because it shows confidence and maturity on your side. My next suggestion is be the kind of friend that you'd want to have. I used to be so focused on the fact of whether my friends are being the friends I want them to be. But I never even stopped to ask, was I the friend that I would even want? This is really important. Friendship is not just about what you get, it's also about what you give. If you want friends that are going to actually listen and show up for you, you need to first be that friend. You know, check in on your friends, celebrate their achievements, show up for them even if you don't need anything in return, which, you know, friendship should not be transactional like that. But show up for them, you know, be the friend first and let them learn from you. I want you guys to be able to challenge yourself to be that friend that's there for everyone, even when it's inconvenient. And the more that you genuinely care for others, not just a facade, you have genuine care for others, the more people you will attract into your life that genuinely care for you. Even if it is only 2 or 3 people, that 2 or 3 people means way more than having 10 to 15 people in a group who do not care about you. Section 2 is on relationships. Now, I would like to put a quick disclaimer out there that I've never been in a relationship. Let alone I've never talked to a guy. If you do want someone with experiences, there are plenty of people out there on the internet that talk about their experiences. But me personally, I feel like I've seen so much through my friends and I've watched so many videos. But I feel like with myself, I'm at a level where I know what I expect and what I need. But saying all that, I feel like what I'm about to delve into is also so critical because it can be applied to any kind of relationships in your life. In order to have a romantic relationship, the base of it is a friendship. The base of that is a solid friendship, which links into what I'm about to say next. I think during the teen stages, you kind of think that a relationship means that you're spending every single second, every single minute of your life with that person, or you're constantly agreeing with them just to make them happy, and it's exhausting, okay? Like, it can be mentally, emotionally draining. Again, same with the friendship. If you're giving that much time and energy to someone, that can be mentally, physically, spiritually exhausting. But being with someone means that you should never lose yourself, like ever. And it can leave you, like I said, exhausted and just disconnected. And it's important to note that relationships are meant to be bound together by respect and healthy boundaries. If someone cares for you, they will give you space when you need it. And they won't, okay, I'm gonna repeat this again, they won't expect you to change. They will like you for who you are. So if you see yourself changing your makeup, your hair, your style for them, that should not happen. That person should like you for who you are. If you're changing anything about yourself, it should be for you. And that person should like that. They should just like you any way you come, through good and through bad. And respect is the foundation. That is what keeps things balanced. But respect goes both ways. So yes, you expect that other person to be showing you respect, but that respect also has to come from yourself, which I think a lot of people tend to get mixed up. Okay, I'm going to talk about building your self-worth. So I think a lot of people kind of have, especially younger people, they have this perception that, you know, in order to view yourself as valuable, you need to be in a relationship where someone else also views you as valuable. But the thing is, when you let others determine or define your worth, you are giving them control over yourself. And real, true confidence comes from within, okay? I've always believed this, that you should never ever get into a relationship with anyone until you can truly love yourself, until you can take a step back, do everything that you love for yourself, you know, take yourself on solo dates, you know, pamper yourself and see how valuable you actually are, because there's no point in loving someone else if you can't love yourself first. How can you share your cup if it's not overflowing? You know, your cup should be overflowing. If it's half full of self-love, how are you gonna pour that into someone else? If you fully pour all that in, you have nothing for yourself. Does that make sense? I feel like that made no sense, but you guys kind of get it. And if you have ever been through a breakup, like I've told my friends before, okay, relationships aren't failures. If you've gone through a breakup, they are learning experiences. You would learn so much from them. Don't ever view them as failures, because what you're doing is you're learning what's right for you, okay? That person may not have been a good match, and yes, it would have been a terrible relationship, but now you know what to go in for your next relationship. So for example, you're in a relationship with, I don't know, Mr. A, okay? Mr. A is not showering you with the affection that you need. Okay, great, you break up with Mr. A. Now you're on to Mr. B. Now Mr. B is showering you with that affection, okay? You're getting all that affection that you needed from Mr. A. But what they're not doing is showing up for you. They're showering you with affection, but they're not showing up for you. They're not actually there for you. And there is a difference between the two. So then you move on to Mr. C. Mr. C is perfect. He has got everything you need. He showers you with affection. He shows up for you. He gives you space when you need it. He gives you the respect. But you had to go through those two failures, which they're not, in order to get to Mr. C. He's the perfect guy. But you would have never found Mr. C if you did not go through Mr. A and B. Section 3 is on attitudes and growth. So you guys know I could talk about this topic forever. So embracing a positive mindset. When I was younger, my attitude could be swayed so easily. Like, you know, one bad thing would ruin the entire day. And I'm not saying that, you know, that still doesn't happen to me today, you know, but it happens less because I'm more mindful of it. But I have learned, and I've only learned this recently, that the way I react to those experiences says so much, okay? It shapes everything and it says so much. And there is so much power in choosing positivity even when things aren't perfect. And truthfully, I think the only thing that I let determine if I have a bad day is when I have my egg and bread in the morning. And as silly as that sounds, when I don't get that yolk in the morning, you know, the perfect yolk, oh, my heart, it hurts. But I'm only messing with you. I still do not let that determine my day. One thing that I preach since starting making self-development videos is being grateful. You know, start a gratitude journal, girl. Every night or morning, think about 3 things that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be huge things. It could be small things. Like, I'm so grateful that I had my sunny side egg up today. And it sounds simple. And I bet you've heard it before. I bet you've heard other people say, start a gratitude journal. But let me tell you, it's so simple, but it works. Because what it does is it shifts your focus onto the positive. And it makes you more resilient, especially when things get tough. And I always suggest to do it in the morning just because it sets the tone for the day. The next part I want to say is about self-belief. There were so many times where I doubted myself, especially when I was younger, just because others didn't believe in me. And they didn't have to say it. It was shown all over the body. And I'm so thankful now that I have such an amazing support system through my friends and family. But saying that, no one knows your potential better than you. It doesn't matter who it is, okay? No one actually knows what you're capable of apart from you. So you need to trust yourself. Even if it's hard, start taking small steps. Because let me remind you, if you're watching this video, you're most likely on a self-development journey. And I think I can speak for the whole community when I say this, is that when you start a self-development journey, it is difficult. Did you or did you not find it so difficult to start? But you took those small steps, and the same thing applies for this. So challenge yourself by setting those little teeny tiny goals, and each one that you achieve just adds to that layer of confidence. And remember, do not let other people's opinions shape you or define your limits. You do what you know you're capable of doing. Growing at your own pace is also so important. It's so easy for you to feel like you're behind and everyone else around you's got it figured out. For example, if you're in high school or college, then you feel like, oh, that person already knows what they want to do for a job. They're choosing GCSEs to already align with that. Let me tell you, that person does not have it all figured out, because those plans are going to change. And it's okay to feel like you're behind, because everyone's on their own path and journey. And that's the beautiful thing about life. We are not all the same, where we're all on the same path, okay? We are all individual. We are all different. We all want different things from life. And that's okay. That means we're going to have to take different journeys, and which means sometimes we're ahead and sometimes we're behind. Because I think the most important thing is about self-development and growth is that it's not a race. It's a journey, okay? I've said this before in a couple of my videos. It's literally a beautiful journey that you're taking in order to make yourself the best version. So if I could give you a tip, I would say be patient with yourself, okay? And embrace where you are. I think people are so focused on moving forward constantly that you kind of forget to take in the experience of where you are at the moment. Okay, it's time for me to give you guys some homework. Yay! Can I hear a yay? Yay! But don't think of it as homework. Think of it as like a mini challenge. Yes, a mini challenge. So this week, I want you to try 3 things. Number 1, reflect on your friendships. Grab a piece of paper or a journal and use it to write down your closest friends. And then ask these questions. How do they make you feel? Can you be yourself around them? And are they supportive? Then take a look at this list and determine whether these friends are holding you back or uplifting you. And it's not to say to instantly cut off those friends that are holding you back, because it's hard in high school. When you're older, it gets a bit easier. But in high school, maybe just distance yourself from them. You know, maybe, don't invite them to your parties, but be social with them at school. Number 2 is to set a boundary in a relationship. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a platonic relationship. Now, think of one boundary you would like to set with someone. Even if it's small, such as, needing time for yourself or having a better respect, or even saying no. If you don't want to do something, say no. It could be as simple as, hey, you want to go grab coffee? No, I don't feel like it. I'm a bit tired, I'm a bit busy. Don't feel guilty for saying no. And notice how it will feel when you stand up for what you want and what you need. And challenge 3 is to practice daily gratitude and self-belief. Each night this week, I need you to write down 3 things in the morning that you are grateful for, and 1 thing that you're proud of yourself for. And it could be a little thing. Hey, I made my bed today. Or it could even be like, oh, I finished my homework. And I always say this, it doesn't matter how small your achievement is, it's an achievement and you should celebrate that. You should acknowledge the fact that you did that. And by doing this habit, it'll help you focus on your strengths and the good in life, which, what wrong could come from that, And if you decide to continue watching this channel for self-development videos, I'd recommend getting like a little book, because I am going to keep alliterating to you to be doing a gratitude journal and writing down feelings or doing little assignments like this, because it helps, okay? I'm being so completely honest with you, it helps you so much. And the best part is, because you're on a self-development journey, you're able to document. You're literally able to document your whole entire process from who you are now to who you're going to be. And I think that's beautiful. So there you go. That is my very real talk on friendships, relationships, and attitudes for preteens to teens, with a sprinkle of homework just so it's practical. Because it's all good for me to give you this advice, but you actually need someone to tell you what you need to do in order to get to those steps, And I would like to remind you that these teenage years are all about growth. So be gentle with yourself. If you slip up, that's okay. If you make a mistake, that's okay. Even as a young adult, that's okay if I make a mistake. I'm never hard on myself because I'm still growing, I'm still learning. So remember, you are stronger than you know, than you realize. And trust me when I tell you this, and I wish someone said this to me as well when I was younger, that when you are figuring these things out, you're not alone. There are so many people out there figuring themselves out. If you did find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and a little subscribe button down there. And let me know in the comments how your week goes. And if you have any suggestions, put them down in the comments, because this was actually a suggested video from the last video. So if you have any suggestions on self-development videos, put them down there. I am rooting for you guys and I cannot wait to hear about your self-development journey. But until next time, my beautiful, beautiful angels, stay true to yourselves and keep growing. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.